Okay, who here has ever been in a lecture? Well, I would suggest that all of us raise our hands because we are all in college right now and we've all been in a lecture. A lecture is very, very similar to a meeting, and we are all going to be attending these meetings once we graduate and move on into the careers we've chosen. So what can we do to make sure that these meetings are both beneficial to the company and to ourselves? Are we going to dread the meetings and sit there and wonder when it's going to be over and wish we could be back at our desks working? Of course not. We want to make sure we have effective meeting participation to not only benefit the company but ourselves as well. Now there's 3 things we need to keep in mind when we are looking to promote this effective participation. Before the meeting, when you're notified of the meeting, you want to make sure, if one is given to you, that you review the agenda. Look over the agenda. See if there's anything you might have particular questions about, or even there might be some issues that arise because of some of the things that are on the agenda, or you might not be sure of some of the items that are on there. So you want to make sure you look through that and decide whether or not there's something on there that you might want to bring up to contribute to the meeting. You want to develop a purpose. You've been invited to this meeting because whoever has invited you believes that you have something to contribute to this meeting. So prove them right. Show them that you have something to contribute. If you go in there thinking that there is a purpose for you to be there, then you're more likely going to benefit from going to that meeting. And of course, we always, as good employees, want to make sure that we arrive early to the meeting. Never want to run in late. That's always a bad professional sign. And come prepared. Make sure you bring some pen and paper. Now during the meeting, this is probably the most important time that you need to be effective with your participation. Your very first thing you want to do is make sure you stay alert. Being alert is not only how you're going to stay focused, but it's also a sign of respect to the person that is speaking. You want to stay involved, be enthusiastic about it. Sit on the edge of your seat. If you're just sitting there waiting for the meeting to be over, you can't really be alert and focused during it. And you also want to minimize your distractions. Turn your cell phones off. Don't bring them if you can. And don't listen to the person that's sitting next to you trying to get a side conversation going. Try to keep your focus and minimize all distractions against the speaker that is speaking at the meeting. And you also want to take notes. Be actively involved with it. Take notes about what they're saying. Learn something. If something comes up in your mind while you're writing the notes down and it's not a relevant time to ask questions, then go ahead and jot it down so that you can later on refer back to it and ask your question. Which brings us to the next thing. You want to ask questions. If you're not sure about something, ask a question, especially when the person in charge of the meeting asks if there's any questions. You want to make sure that you're getting everything that you can out of it, and if there's something that you don't understand, it's most beneficial for you if you ask the questions that you need to ask. And you also want to make sure you avoid emotional responses. Try not to let side issues become a focus when you're speaking at a meeting. You don't want to start talking about what happened in the lunchroom during a meeting. And then afterwards, it's also important to make sure you follow up. Follow up with whatever was discussed at the meeting. Follow up with whatever decisions that were made, whatever tasks may have been assigned to you, and whatever ideas may have needed to be implemented. We want to make sure that the meeting wasn't for nothing, that you actually did do everything that you needed to do for the meeting. So like I said, meeting participation needs to be effective, not only to benefit you, but your company, as well as just making your time worthwhile. If you feel like you're wasting your time, then you probably are. This way, if you can actually feel worthwhile, then your meeting will be very effective. So make sure that before the meeting you come prepared and you are ready, you're involved, you're enthusiastic about the meeting, you feel like you have a purpose. And then during the meeting, stay alert. Keep that enthusiasm going. Ask questions and make sure you're involved with the meeting itself. And then afterwards, make sure that everything did happen that was discussed at the meeting. My name is Shannon Dayringer, and this is my presentation on effective meeting participation. Thank you.